Hi there, beautiful people. Welcome back to Stories Down Under. If you're new to our channel, my name is Fran and this wonderful girl here is Stella. Our channel is all about creating awareness and knowledge in different areas of life based on our experience, particularly in Kenya and Australia where we both live. Today's topic is on New Year's resolution. As we get towards the end of the year, we have a lot to think of. We have to text talk. And in our case, we're going to talk about New Year's resolution, what we have in mind, what we put together, and hopefully we share similar things. So why is it that most of the time people fail to actually put their New Year's resolution in balance or in check? The reason is being that our New Year's resolution, that's a mouthful of word, is usually not smart. They are not specific, they are not measurable, they are not time-bound, they are not goal-oriented. So if you set up your goal, please just ensure that it is smart, specific, measurable, attainable, time-bound, and of course, something that is a priority to you. You can't just set up a vague New Year's resolution like I want to save money or I want to build a house. Make it very specific. How much money do you want to save? For what duration? And what are you going to do that? So I'll let Stella start us off on what we really have as our New Year's resolution or our priorities.
Very well said, Fran. Yeah, sometimes, as you said, it is quite hard to keep up with the resolutions for a really long time. I've been setting just one goal for my sort of my vision or my goal for the financial year. So basically, what one goal will be like, I'll say, for example, this year is my year of having my best health, or this year is the year that I'm going to have the most amount of savings, and I'll put a number just to make sure it's a smart goal. So but this year I think we're going to look at it in a more holistic manner, and we're going to have 5 categories that we're going to talk about, and the first one that we're going to talk about is health. And for me, I think health, we've put it top on the list because I think health is the most important aspect. If your health is not in check, everything else fails. And sometimes we can sound like a broken record because everybody talks about health, but people do not take it seriously. Myself, I failed to take it seriously, and I have seen how this has trickled down to all the other areas of my life. So if your health is in check, your finances will fall in place, your work situation will fall in place, your spiritual health will fall in place. So I think for me, health is very important, and how I'm going to approach health this year is making sure that I exercise.
You're not pretty good, Stella. You're always really good with exercise.
Yeah, like but I go through periods of slacking.
Okay.
So I start off very, very well. And then during winter, when it starts to get cold, when you actually need the exercise more because it's gloomy outside, your mind sometimes goes into, everything is a bit sulky and
warm
boring.
Blanket.
Exactly. And I slack. And I think that's the time that my mental health also suffers. So for me this year, I want to work out throughout the year from January all the way to December, and I've planned to do just 3 workouts a week. So I'm going to try my best to do that in terms of my health. The other aspect of health is diet. So for me, I fall into, we're going to be very authentic here. I fall into situations whereby if I'm planning a holiday a month before the holiday, my health is on point, and then just let it go after the holiday. So this year, I think, as we get older, we cannot eat the same as we used to eat as we are young. Our metabolism slows down. I think for me, I want to really, really buff up on my health and just reduce the amount of processed food. Very simple. Just reduce off on the amount of processed foods that I eat and make sure that I consume more fiber. Very straightforward. And then also, because we live in Australia and sometimes the food in Australia is not the best quality, especially coming from eating more organic food back in Africa. So for me, it's to use supplements. One of the other goals is to use food supplements, have my omega-3, my vitamin D, my multivitamin, and also I've done a blood test so that I can be able to see what minerals is my body lacking in, and try to supplement them through supplements.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it. So for me, my health, those just 3 aspects: exercise more, avoid processed food, and increase the fiber intake. And lastly, I'm going to supplement on the areas that I'm lacking in vitamins.
Good one, Stella. Talking about supplements, I don't know how you do it, because so many times I've tried supplements, but I end up with a whole bottle at the end of 3
It is hard, yeah.
Untouched, but yeah, that's a good
Keep
point.
it inside.
Yep.
Keep it
I think I
inside.
need to stock up on supplements.
Yeah, and keep it inside. Don't put it somewhere you're not gonna see it. For me, they're on my bedside. So before I sleep, I can see them, and I'm just like,
Good idea.
Yeah,
Pick that from you. Thanks, Stella. The next thing we're going to look at is our finances. For as much as we've talked about it, Stella likes saying we don't want to sound like a broken record. We've done a lot of videos on finances, on how to save, on everything, but we still think we need to emphasize this as the year begins. Let's look at a healthy finance. Let's think of ways of how we can bring up our finance to a point where we are comfortable. For me, I look at saving more. I know that sometimes I lose track on saving. I'll just think of sticking to what the Barefoot Investor says: pay myself first. Whenever I get my pay, I'll have to remind myself starting next year that I need to put 10% of it somewhere. I'll just start small. I don't want to, be unrealistic. I'll start small and hopefully I'll get there.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing I'm thinking of in terms of finances is to put my budget in check. I know that it's easy to talk about budget and then forget about it the next day, but I want to keep track of all my expenditure, all my income. I don't need to do a spreadsheet anyway. I don't really mind doing a spreadsheet, but I just want to keep it simple. I'll just have a track of what my expenses are plus my income and see where I'm going low. Obviously, I'll have to think of reducing my expenses. I will think I'm not going to look at sales anymore come 26th. I'll try and close my eyes to online shopping, to Christmas sales, or to any other sales that comes in the new year, and focus more on my finances. And in saying that, I'm not gonna make it in a way that I'm sad and denying myself the basics. If I want coffee, I will buy. If I want a little bit of hot chips, even though we're gonna go healthy, I wouldn't mind buying that.
Yeah.
So, and in saying that, the other thing is I will think of ways of increasing my income, whether it's time to change my job or thinking of another side hustle beside what we're doing at the moment. Mm-hmm. So there are a number of things to think about in finances, and maybe saving is my main focus at this point.
That sounds good. Sounds good. If you need an accountability partner, I'm here for you.
We'll do a check together.
Yeah. The other aspect is going to be the social bit. I want to actually, with the social aspect, I want to increase my circle of friends. I want to, for a long time, I have just locked myself out. These are my friends. I have known them for so long, and there's no room for new people. So I want to be more open to new friends, to new for people who are completely different from me. Because I think for me, closing myself off to just the people that I know limits your learning.
Of course.
So I want to put myself out there. So if you're feeling my vibe,
come be Stella's friend.
Come be my friend. Yeah, let's get to know each other. And one of the other things is I also want to maybe get out there and invest my time in finding new hobbies, and I think that could be another opportunity to meet new people as well as networking more. Especially being in the being undertaking my CPS, I see so many networking events where you can find like-minded people in the finance profession. However, I've not gone for a single one last year, so I want to put out myself there, go for networking activities, find new hobbies to meet new people, and just open myself up. Because when I have colleagues who we're quite close, but anytime there's an opportunity to meet them outside work, I always act super busy. So okay, I hope no one is watching, but yeah, next year please invite me for all your gigs, invite me for your birthdays, and I'll turn up for sure. Hold me accountable on that one, okay?
Now they know that time you say you're going for a birthday, you didn't want to get out. Nice and Stella. Networking is very, very important, especially here, because in Australia, people learn a lot through networking. There's so many opportunities that you can get through networking. So yeah, let's network more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the other thing that I personally will look into come next year is improving my spirituality. I know that with the kind of life that we live, it's a little bit different, having a very hectic schedule, having to do this or that all the time. We tend to sort of pull away from our spirituality. We don't pray more, we don't meditate more. But I think come next year, I just want to try and be more spiritual, find time to meditate, find time to read spiritual books, and give more. Do more charity if I can, because all these things help you feel good. When you give more, you feel good, and even you get blessings. I don't know how spiritual you are, but I personally believe that the more you give out there, the more you get. You don't have to get it in terms of money, but in terms of different kinds of blessings. And also, when you're in touch with your spirit, it also positively affects your mental health, because you will realize that you get more peaceful, more content, more at peace. And that's what I think I need to work on more come next year.
Sounds good. Yeah. That's absolutely amazing. The other one, and probably our last one that we want to focus on, is self-care. I know everybody is all about self-care this nowadays, but I think for me it's different. It's not about booking and going for a spa or doing what everybody else is doing, getting a fresh haircut. Or I want to look more within, try really evaluate like what brings me joy. Personally, I love traveling, and I want to actually plan ahead. This year I managed to visit 3 countries. Probably next year I want to at least increase that to 4 countries. So hopefully I can keep traveling, and eventually I'll be able to have more free time and even take up more remote jobs where I'm able to travel more, because that brings me so much joy. And so part of my self-care is going to be traveling more. And I think I encourage everyone to look within and see what brings you joy, what makes you happy. If you don't, for me personally, a lot of people like going out for dinners or for lunch. I don't really enjoy eating out. I like very blunt food. I'm happy with a boiled egg and a toast for breakfast, for instance. So that's not something I enjoy. So I'm not going to invest in going eating out or dining experiences. And also finding other things, even simple things. I find like I really enjoy sitting outside with a good book. So of course I'm going to try to read more as part of my self-care as well. This can be a bit intertwined with the health perspective. I enjoy going out for walks, which also is a part of exercise. Being outdoors, I'm very outdoorsy, so more time spent outdoors as is also opposed to indoors, and that includes during winter, because I do super well for at least how many months in winter? We have about 4 months.
4 months in winter, yeah.
So I do very well in at least some of the months, but when it gets to winter, it just not so good. So this year I'll be consistent to be very intentional about my care, because I want to take care of my mental health space. This year, a lot of us have been through a lot. Personally, I've been through a lot. I've had situations whereby I felt like I was not in the best mental health space. I felt depressed. I felt sad, and I think I want to be able to manage my emotions better. And how I plan to do that is to do things that I love more.
Yeah, that's very good, Stella. And I think you've taken the right path on mental health. I know where we come from. We don't really openly address mental health, especially on young people. And it is something that it's just, we need to address it and find ways of keeping our mental health in check. That was a nice one, Stella. And I've also gonna join you on board on that one.
Oh, let's travel now.
Also, just to wrap up this, we also have some tips on how to set up your New Year resolutions and how to go about it, because sometimes people feel overwhelmed where you think you want to set up 10 or 20 goals. So our tips will be, please make it simple. There's no harm in choosing only one resolution or two. Make it simple, prioritize. Just think of, you don't have to make it so complicated. Think of just that thing that makes you happy or that thing that you've always wanted to do, and break it down. Also start with small changes. Don't just go overboard that this year I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 1 month. That will fail drastically. So start small. Start by, the first month, I'll try and lose 1 kg. And how am I going to do this? I'll join the gym, or I'll eat healthy, or I'll be more active. And also, keep your goals realistic. Don't just go for things that you know are almost impossible. Like, this year I'm going to win 50 million lotto. It would be nice if it happens, but keep your goals realistic. And finally, mark an achievement. If you ever come across a little achievement when working through your goals, celebrate. Have a glass of wine. Take yourself out. Still, I know you don't like going out, but you can just put your nice music and dance. I know you love dancing. So mark the little achievement. Keep things simple. Write down your goals. Even if it's 1 or 2, write it somewhere where you can remind yourself all the time, or where you can remember it all the time. And in saying that, we really, really wish you all the best for the new year.
100%.
Once again, Merry Christmas. We hope 2024 will bring a lot of blessings, a lot of good changes, and overall happiness and good mental health in all of us. Thank you so much once again for watching and always keeping in touch. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your New Year's resolution. Share with us. And we are very happy to share everything else with you guys in regards to this.
And thank you again for sticking around through the ride of 2023.
Yes.
We are really, really grateful. We don't take it for granted that we've created this beautiful community.
Yes.
As you said, please engage with us. We always feel so blessed to hear from you. So thank you, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and happy new 2024.
Yes, please be safe.
Be safe. All right, see you.
See you. Bye-bye.